Welcome to Cooking with Bryan Dixon. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Bryan Dixon. On today's episode, I'm going to be making red wine braised short ribs with a cheesy polenta. So let's get right into it. First things first, let's get some prep going. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to season our short ribs. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of black pepper just to coat them. Next, we're going to add some sea salt. And then we'll add some garlic salt. And we'll do that for both sides of our spare ribs. And then we're going to get those into our pan and give them a nice sear. So we're going to get our olive oil in there, coat our pan, get it nice and hot. And we're going to get our short ribs in there and get a nice sear on those. And what you want to do is you want to make sure your pan's not too hot, but you want to just get it hot enough to, like I said, you want to get a nice golden brown sear on both sides of your short ribs. So once they've got a nice golden brown, you're going to go ahead and flip them over. And we're going to do that for both sides. And once the other side is done, we're going to take them out of the pan and get ready for our next step. So once you've taken your short ribs out, you'll go ahead and we're going to add some shallots to the pan. Go ahead and get those in there. Next, we're going to add some garlic cloves as well, peeled and cut in half. And this is just going to add a nice flavor as they sear to the bottom of the pan. And I like rosemary, so we're going to add a couple stems of rosemary and let those cook. We'll add a teaspoon of tomato paste, and then we're going to go ahead and add a bottle of red wine. Once you've added your wine, you'll go ahead and put your short ribs back into the mixture. You're going to let that come to a boil, and what you'll want to do is let that boil down and reduce down to almost half. And what that means is that once it's boiled for a while, it should be very, very little red wine left in the pan. And once that's done, then you'll go ahead and we're going to add 2.5 cups of beef stock. Once you've got your beef stock in there, you'll bring that to a boil for about a minute or so, and then we're going to put that in our roasting pan and put that in the oven at 300 degrees for about 2.5 hours. And now we can get started on our polenta. So you'll bring 3 cups of water to a boil, and you'll add a cup of polenta to your water, consistently stirring it. And you'll want to stir it for about 5 minutes, and as you stir it, it'll start to slowly thicken up. And once you have let it cook for a moment, then what you'll want to do is add about a tablespoon of butter to it. That way it will go ahead and help it thin out a little bit. It won't be as gritty. After about 5 minutes, you want to take it off the heat, and then you want to go ahead and we're going to add our cheese. So it's a cup of cheddar cheese, and we'll go ahead and get that stirred in. And once that is all incorporated into your polenta, you'll want to go ahead and cover it up and let it rest. And once it rests, it'll start to form up and it'll be good to go. And you just wait on your spare ribs to finish up. Now with my short ribs, for the last half hour, I like to take the foil off of it and let it cook just open. And when they're done, they will look beautiful, just like this. The only thing left now to do is the plate up. So we're gonna start with a nice helping of polenta. Yeah, nice and cheesy. Look at that. That's just great looking. We're gonna add our short ribs. Oh my goodness. Tasty goodness. Yep. And add a little parsley for some color. And well, you know what's next. And there you have it, my braised short ribs with cheesy polenta. Let's try it out. Oh my God. This is ridiculous. I'm impressed myself. That's good. Well, that's all for today's episode. I'd like to thank you very much for tuning in. Before you leave, make sure you like this video and hit that subscribe button, and make sure you share this with everyone you know. Thank you again very much for tuning in.